Hi, everyone, and welcome. Thanks for tuning in today. We're going to be chatting about something that, well, it seems to touch a lot of people these days. Finding natural ways to handle pain and inflammation can be a real headache, can't it? Trying to find something that actually works long term, maybe without all the side effects you sometimes get. Our chat today is sparked by a really interesting piece over on 420formulator.com all about plant compounds, specifically terpenes.
Yeah, it's definitely something we're seeing more of. People are actively looking, beyond the usual stuff for managing chronic pain. Maybe they're fed up with side effects, or maybe the standard approaches just aren't cutting it anymore. The interest in natural options is really, really growing. And that's where terpenes kind of come into the picture. They're not some weird science thing. They're natural compounds in, well, tons of plants. Think about herbs, spices, fruits. And yes, definitely cannabis too. They're the reason plants smell and taste the way they do. But the really cool part is how they interact with our bodies.
So it's not just about the smell then. There's more going on.
Oh, much more. They actually talk to different receptors in our body. That includes the endocannabinoid receptors, the same one CBD interacts with. And that interaction, that's the key. That's how they can help, ease pain, calm inflammation, relax muscles, even help with sleep.
Wow.
All pretty crucial if you're dealing with discomfort.
Hmm. It really makes you think differently about plants, doesn't it? Like, you know how the smell of lavender can be instantly calming?
Mm.
Or peppermint can kind of wake you up? It's like these plants have a language our bodies just get. And it's fascinating that these powerful little things are in cannabis strains and in just everyday essential oils. Gives you options.
That's a really important point. The terpenes you find in cannabis often overlap quite a bit with those in essential oils. You'll find compounds like myrcene or beta-caryophyllene in both kinds of plants. So whether you're using cannabis products or you prefer essential oils or maybe even a mix, you've got choices. Aromatherapy, topicals, edibles, infused oils, lots of ways to use them.
Right. It's about finding what works best for you individually. So let's maybe talk about some specific terpenes the blog highlighted for pain and inflammation. It's amazing how much they can influence the effect of a plant.
Absolutely. Let's start with myrcene. This one's probably one of the most common terpenes in cannabis, but you also find it in things like hops, lemongrass, even mangoes. It's got that kind of musky, earthy smell. People often associate it with calming, almost sedative effects. What's interesting about myrcene is how it seems to help relax muscles, ease joint pain, and really promote better sleep, which, as you know, is huge when you're dealing with chronic pain. If you've ever tried strains like OG Kush or maybe Granddaddy Purple, you're likely getting a good dose of myrcene, that real relaxing feeling.
Okay, so myrcene for calming down, winding down. What about something more directly aimed at, say, inflammation?
For that, beta-caryophyllene is a really interesting one. It's got that spicy kick, think black pepper, cloves, cinnamon, and it's in cannabis too. What's really unique about beta-caryophyllene is that it can bind directly to the CB2 receptors in our endocannabinoid system. And those CB2 receptors are key players in managing inflammation and pain signals. Crucially, it does this without any psychoactive effects. So it's really good for things like joint pain, general inflammation. Strains like Girl Scout cookies or cookies and cream often have plenty of it.
Wow, black pepper, binding directly to pain receptors.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. And I guess some terpenes might help with the mental side of pain too, like the stress or anxiety that comes with it.
You're spot on. That leads us nicely to limon. Like the name suggests, it's got that bright citrusy smell. Think lemons, oranges. You often find it in cannabis strains known for being more uplifting. Limon seems to have both anti-inflammatory and anti-anxiety effects. So yeah, really helpful if your pain feels worse because of tension or stress, or if you're feeling a bit low. Strains like Super Lemon Haze or Durban Poison are good examples there.
Ah, so something that can lift your mood while tackling the physical side too. That's a nice combination. And what about for really deep relaxation when you just need to switch off?
For really unwinding, linalool is fantastic. Most people know it from lavender essential oil. It's the main terpene there. But it pops up in some cannabis strains too. Linalool works by calming the nervous system. That can directly reduce how you perceive pain, and it's great for improving sleep. So if pain is stress-related, or if you just struggle to relax, strains like LA Confidential, which tend to be high in linalool, could be really beneficial.
Okay, that gives us a good picture of some key players in cannabis. But what about essential oils for people who maybe don't use cannabis or want something to use alongside it? They're a powerful source of terpenes too, right?
Oh, absolutely. And it's important to note these aren't just nice smells like synthetic fragrance oils, we're talking about concentrated plant extracts, usually steam distilled or cold pressed. People have used them medicinally for, well, centuries. They have real anti-inflammatory, pain-relieving, antispasmodic properties. And yes, they contain many of those same terpenes we just talked about. So you can use them in massage oils, put them in a diffuser, make compresses, balms, loads of applications.
Right, so it's the same kind of plant power, just from different plants. What are some of the top essential oils you'd recommend looking into for pain?
Well, top of my list personally is lavender. Specifically the Lavandula angustifolia variety. It's packed with that linalool we mentioned, and also these calming compounds called esters. It's just incredibly effective for pain relief. It's gentle but really soothing, good for headaches, period pain, trouble sleeping, and it helps with the emotional tension that often comes with pain too. And here's a cool little fact. Lavender grown at high altitudes, like over 1,500 meters, tends to have more of those esters, making it potentially even more effective. Sweeter smelling, too.
High-altitude lavender. That's
Yeah.
fascinating. Okay, what about something with a more immediate kind of feeling, like a cooling sensation?
For that, peppermint is your go-to. Mentha piperita. It gives you that distinct cooling effect. Really good for sore muscles, nerve pain, tension headaches. It contains menthol and menthone, and they basically help numb the pain receptors a bit and reduce local inflammation. You just need to dilute it properly in a carrier oil first, then you can apply it right where it hurts.
Yeah, you can almost feel that coolness just thinking about it. Anything else that stands out?
Eucalyptus is another big one. Eucalyptus globulus. This one is more warming, and it's powerfully anti-inflammatory. It helps improve circulation and ease stiffness, so it's great for things like arthritis or really deep muscle aches. People even use it sometimes after surgery. And interestingly, studies have shown that even just inhaling eucalyptus can help reduce inflammation and pain perception.
Just breathing it in. Wow. Are there any maybe less common ones that are really effective? Hidden gems?
Definitely. I'd have to mention Play, that's Plai, Zingiber casuminar. It's in the ginger family, but it's actually cooling, unlike ginger oil. It's brilliant for both sudden acute pain and for chronic stuff. It's got potent anti-inflammatory compounds like terpenin-4-ol and sabineron. Honestly, I found it invaluable for joint pain, muscle injuries. It's really versatile, and it blends really well with other oils like lavender or eucalyptus for a stronger effect.
These compounds sound incredibly powerful, which means, of course, we need to talk about using them safely. Whether it's cannabis terpenes or essential oils, safety's got to be key, right?
Absolutely paramount. With anything this potent, even if it's natural, you need to think about quality, how much you're using, and how you're using it. For cannabis terpenes, people vape, use edibles or topicals. If you're trying a specific strain for pain, know its profile if possible, and always start with a really small dose. Everyone reacts differently. The golden rules are start low and go slow. Use whole plant products if you can. They often work better. And the usual precautions. Avoid pectin or breastfeeding. Don't drive. Check with your doctor if you're on other meds. Side effects are usually mild dry mouth, maybe a bit dizzy, but still be aware.
Okay, and what about essential oils? They're so easy to buy now. What are the absolute must-know safety points there?
Right, because they're so concentrated, the number one rule is dilute them before putting them on your skin. Always. Mix just a few drops into a carrier oil, like coconut oil, almond oil, grapeseed, whatever you like. This stops skin irritation and helps the oil absorb properly. Also, make sure you're buying high-quality, pure essential oils. Lots of fakes out there. And this is critical. Never ingest essential oils unless a properly trained professional tells you to. It's not safe. Always do a little patch test on your skin first. Check for any specific warnings if you have health conditions or are pregnant, and keep them away from eyes and broken skin. If something feels wrong burning, redness, wash it off with carrier oil, not water, and stop using it.
Yeah, dilution seems absolutely key there. Now, a lot of this knowledge comes from, traditional use and people's experiences, but it's really exciting that science is starting to catch up and show why these things work.
It really is. The anecdotal evidence has always been strong, but now we're seeing studies that actually look at how these terpenes interact with our pain pathways, how they affect inflammation, even mood. Like research showing myrcene interacting with those CB2 receptors to reduce inflammation supports why it might help arthritis. Or linalool from lavender showing effects on pain perception and anxiety in studies, which could be relevant for things like fibromyalgia. Beta-Caryophyllene is getting a lot of attention for that direct CB2 binding, potentially helping manage chronic inflammation, maybe even reducing the need for opioids in some cases. Even simple things, like studies showing inhaling lavender after surgery reduced pain scores, Or eucalyptus with its main compound 1,4,8-cineol, showing it can reduce swelling after exercise. It's not about finding a single miracle cure, but the science is definitely backing up the idea that using these compounds thoughtfully can really support your body's own ways of dealing with pain.
That scientific backing just adds another layer of credibility, doesn't it?
Right.
And this is where it gets really interesting for me, the idea of combining things. Mixing cannabis compounds and essential oils. You hear about the entourage effect, right?
Ah, yes, the entourage effect. It's such a key idea. Basically, it means that all the different compounds in a plant, the cannabinoids, the terpenes, everything they work together, they sort of enhance and balance each other out, creating a better overall effect than any single compound could on its own, like a team effort. So instead of just using cannabis or essential oils, sometimes combining them can really boost the benefits. A great example is making your own topical. You can infuse cannabis into a carrier oil and then add specific essential oils to make a really targeted pain relief oil, or balm, or even a cream.
Ooh, like a custom blend for exactly what you need. How would someone actually do that? Make a terpene-rich topical?
It's definitely doable. The basic idea is, first, you need to decarboxylate your cannabis. That just means heating it gently to activate the good stuff. Then you infuse that into a carrier oil. Olive oil, almond oil, grapeseed oil all work well. Once you have your cannabis-infused oil, you choose your essential oils based on what you're targeting. Like we said, maybe play, lavender, and peppermint for joints, or eucalyptus and rosemary for sore muscles. Then you carefully add the essential oils to the infused oil. A general guideline is maybe 10 to 15 drops of your essential oil blend for every ounce, or 30 milliliters of carrier oil. Mix it up really well, store it in dark glass, away from light. And actually, the blog we were looking at mentions linking to more detailed recipes, like one for making a terpene-rich cream.
Okay, so that's a thoughtful process, choosing the right oils. Why does that combination work so well, do you think?
Well, you're basically hitting the pain from a few different angles at once. The cannabis brings its cannabinoids, like CBD or THC if it's present, plus its own terpenes like myrcene or caryophyllene. Then the essential oils add their specific anti-inflammatory compounds. They can sometimes help the cannabis compounds absorb better through the skin. And they add that relaxation element, too, through smell and skin absorption. It really is one of the most effective natural strategies for pain, I think, whether it's just post-workout soreness or something more chronic.
Well, this has been a really fascinating wander through the world of plant compounds for pain. It's so clear that terpenes, whether they're from cannabis or essential oils, offer this huge range of natural options.
Yeah.
But yeah, it always comes back to using them safely, paying attention to your own body, and finding what really works for you.
Exactly right. And maybe just a little something to think about. Consider all the plant compounds that are just around us every day, even in your spice rack, or herbs growing outside. There might be well-being boosters closer than we think.
That's a lovely thought to end on. Hey, and if listening to this has made you curious and you want to explore more, especially around formulating things, you really should check out 420formulator.com. It's run by a guy called Mike Harmon, and honestly, it's an amazing resource if you're into skincare formulation or cannabis. He's got loads of free formulations for skincare products up there. Definitely worth a look if you fancy making your own blends. Right, well, thank you so much for joining us today. Hope you found that useful, and we'll catch you next time.